More on the situation in Gaza, where the United Nations and other aid agencies are urging countries to reverse their decision to suspend funds to the UN's Palestinian Refugee Agency. And we are back with Sarah Coates, joining us live once again from Tel Aviv. Sarah, just picking up where we left off, how long can Gaza basically go on without UNRWA's aid?
Hi again, Otelli. Well, look, that is yet to be seen, but we do need to remember that this is the largest UN agency working inside the Gaza Strip. According to the Commissioner General, Philippe Lazzarini, it helps around 2 million people and is a lifeline. He says that without UNRWA, that all humanitarian operations in the Strip will come to a grinding halt. But look, we were discussing these serious allegations being levelled at some of these UNRWA employees, around 12 people, a dossier which has been presented to the United States and seen by a number of media organisations. It alleges that one of these UNRWA employees actually kidnapped a woman, another transferred weapons, while yet another staffer was reportedly involved in these October 7 attacks, which of course happened down in southern Israel. Now, we've also heard once again from Lazzarini. He is pleading with these countries to reconsider this funding of this vital aid to the organisation. He says it would be immensely irresponsible to sanction an agency and an entire community it serves because of allegations of criminal acts against some individuals, especially at a time of war. Now, the UN chief, Antonio Guterres, she has launched an immediate investigation into this, also firing a number of these UNRWA staffers. He says that any UN employee involved in acts of terror will be held accountable, including through criminal prosecution. But look, certainly very worrying, of course, given the dire humanitarian situation being faced by so many people inside Gaza.
Well, those are very serious allegations. In the meantime, there were more protests over the weekend in Israel, basically calling for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government to release the hostages. And Hamas at the same time has also reiterated calls for a ceasefire for any release of the hostages. Are we going to be seeing any deal?
Well, look, that is potentially something that we may see in the coming weeks, the coming months. We know that these very high-level talks were held in Paris over the weekend. The head of the Mossad, the CIA, also Egypt's spy chief and Qatar's prime minister. And according to Israel's prime minister's office, these were constructive, with further talks to happen throughout the week. Now, according to Israeli media, this is talking about this potential deal that could see these around 132 Israeli hostages released from the Gaza Strip. It would reportedly happen in a number of phases. The first phase would see women, people over the age of 70 and also injured people released from the Strip in return for a 30-day pause in fighting. Now, it is during this first pause, this first period here, that the second would be discussed. It could potentially be another 30-day pause there with soldiers and also the bodies of the deceased released. Now, both of these stages would reportedly see the release of many Palestinian prisoners from Israeli jails. We do need to remember there are around 5,000 Palestinian prisoners being held here in Israel. But look, a couple of the major stumbling blocks that we are hearing is that Hamas wants all Palestinian prisoners who are being held in Israel to be released, and also a complete end to the war, leaving Hamas in power, which is a red line for Israel.
Well, thanks very much for that report. Sarah Coates speaking to us live from Tel Aviv.